Hi there, and welcome to a new edition of 6 Minutes with Bryce Bowen.
I'm Steve Croft.
I'm Leslie Stahl.
I'm Bob Simon.
I'm Morley Safe.
And I'm Bryce Bowen, and today we're going to be discussing some of the very deadly diseases that were common in World War I. The first thing we will be discussing today is trench foot. Trench foot was spread very easily with the way the war was fought. Rats helped spread the disease and made it hard to get rid of as well. Trench foot is a medical condition caused by prolonged exposure of the feet to damp, unsanitary, and cold conditions. It is one of many immersion foot syndromes. The use of the word trench in the name of this condition is a reference to trench warfare, mainly associated with World War I. The feet are very affected, and they usually become numb and turn blue as a result of poor vascular supply. The feet also may have a decaying odor due to the possibility of early stages of necrosis setting in. As the condition worsens, feet may also begin to swell. Advanced trench foot often involves blisters and open sores, which lead to fungal infections. This is sometimes called tropical ulcer or jungle rot. Another disease is influenza or the flu. It was spread very easily throughout the trenches by the rats and was a very nasty disease. It was also very hard to get rid of with little vaccine at hand. Influenza, which is commonly referred to as the flu, is an infectious disease caused by RNA viruses. They mainly affect birds and mammals. The most common symptoms of the disease are chills, fever, sore throat, muscle pains, severe headaches, coughing, weakness and fatigue, and general discomfort. Now, although it is often confused with other influenza-like illnesses, especially the common cold, influenza is a more severe disease than the common cold and is caused by a different type of virus. Influenza spreads through the air by coughs or sneezes, creating aerosols containing the virus. Influenza can also be transmitted by direct contact with bird droppings or nasal secretions, or through contact with contaminated surfaces. Doesn't matter what you touch, if somebody that has the disease touches something and then you touch it after them, you could get the disease. Influenza spreads around the world in seasonal epidemics, resulting in the deaths of between 250 and 500,000 people a year. Now think back during this time how many people it could have killed. And we'll be right back here after this commercial break.
So yeah, sorry about last night.
Yeah, I just don't understand why you didn't call.
Yeah, well, I was on E-Trade, diversifying my portfolio, taking control like a wolf.
Right.
What's that? That's volatility in the market. Taken care of. Wolf style. Oh, oh, oh!
And that milkaholic Lindsay wasn't over?
Lindsay?
Milka what?
Build a diversified portfolio at E-Trade.
Over 1.65 million men in the British Army were wounded during the First World War. Of these, around 240,000 British soldiers suffered total or partial leg or arm amputations as a result of war wounds. What we're going to be talking about now is how amputations were conducted back during World War I. Amputations during war can be a very vital thing needed to survive the war after being wounded. Now, in the war, it was very hard for people to get an amputation when needed because it would take hours just for them to get off the battlefield. Not only was it dangerous, it also took a lot to move the person and get them to a nearby hospital, being that there were few hospitals around. Now that the show is winding down, I have told you about diseases and amputations used in World War I. Diseases in World War I were almost as deadly as the people fighting. It doesn't always take a gunshot or explosive to kill the enemy. But when you did have someone be affected by a gunshot or explosive, you had doctors working to save that person's life. Sometimes it needed to be done. Thank you for tuning in. That's all for this episode of 6 Minutes. It's been a great one and very informal. Thank you for watching, and you have a very good day.